Welcome to PvP Cosplay. This is Ashta and my ever so silencey self. I'm going to show you how to play with Worbla after asking 3 or 4 times if people wanted me to do a live stream or not. So I stuck with the video. So, simple things is make sure you have a surface that you do not care gets hot, and mostly kitchen counters, whatever. On top of your surface, you might want to put some wax paper down. The wax paper is going to prevent your Worbla or Wonderflex or any other type of thermoplastics you feel like playing with to stick. So I actually have this done since I've been working on a few things. A heating gun. This is a simple $25 heating gun that I got at Lowe's, and my helper. This goes to low and high, and I don't remember the heat temperatures for it. I usually play with the high setting. This is a little piece of Worbla, so I can show. This is the shiny side, and this is the rough side. You always want to keep the rough side on the outside. It just makes it a little bit easier to work with. This is just a little piece. Give you an idea. This is part of a jumbo roll. A jumbo roll is roughly 5 pounds. Need foam, another scrap that I use, which you'll see this more in the video. If you're drafting patterns, you should always have one of these. This, not like this fancy ruler, but just a ruler. A Sharpie will be your best friend. Scissors. Make sure you keep your scissors in your sight at all times, or the cosplay gremlins will come and try to steal them from you. An example is, this is an example of part of a chest plate for Armor of the 5th Age Tarek from League of Legends. The best. This is one way you can do it, is having it braced right here on this side for one coat. And because this is just a back part of it, you really don't see it anyways. Something like this. Move that out of the way. That's one way you can cover it, mostly covering big areas like that without having to worry about too much bubbling. See? So, you have my pattern's already on here. You can barely see it on the video. But this is the secondary piece, if you want to look for that. It'll go something like this when it's all said and done. This is going to be a smaller piece anyways. So we'll just cut out the pattern. If you see a feline that is going to be Ezzy, short for Ezio, my little assassin kitty, he is my cosplay helper. The other one that someone's already seen before is a dog named Snow. He likes to come play. And wear armor. Now I have my secondary piece out. Let me check my progress. Excuse me. And we'll be taking a part off of this jumbo roll here. So you don't waste as much Worbla. You want to try to get it somewhat decent. I think with this piece we'll end up double-siding it, so you guys know how to do that. probably thinking, oh no, she's using Sharpie on the Worbla. It's going to be the end of the world. Actually, when you heat it up, the Sharpie marks actually go away. And I'll show you that once all this is said and done. And when you're double siding, make sure you flip your item over so you'll have that. Should fit this way. And then you repeat it this way. Of course, you're going to make sure you have a nifty space here because you're going to cut through there. Mostly so when you're putting the two halves together, you will be able to pinch it. Now, thermoplastic is a bit difficult to cut into. Just a small warning. And when you're cutting into it with, these are fabric scissors, I can't find my other scissors. It's just a pain in the butt. So, fair warning. You want to give about at least an inch from your lines to give you enough playroom. I think these are lefty scissors too. I'm not a left-handed person. But they were on clearance, so I'm not going to complain much. Oops. Oh. And another thing, make sure you make your marks on the shiny side, not the rough side. Because you want your rough side to be your outside part. Oops. I sort of dropped the jumbo roll there. What's left of the jumbo roll. Never throw away your scraps. Your scraps are a godsend when it comes to little projects like my costume for Ren Fair. I was thinking of using most of my scraps for that. Also, you can do a little detail work with your scraps. So, you have your two pieces, which you'll end up sandwiching like that. But we haven't gotten that far. First, we take our one scrap and start heating it up. Be very careful with your heating gun because it can get very, very hot. You can use your stove for heat. If you don't have a heating gun, you can use your hair dryer if you have one, but it will take forever. I'm not going to lie, I've tried using my hair dryer before I've found out that heating guns were $25 for the cheapest one. As you can see, it's getting flatter. I also heard you could play with it in your oven too, but I don't really suggest that. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to put your Worbla on a baking sheet with covered in wax paper, but still, I don't really suggest that. Okay, there's one side. Careful when flipping because the Worbla will still be pretty hot. Okay. This way, your Worbla has an even surface of being malleable, bendable, whatever. Okay. And then you'll stick your foam right there. Okay. Maybe let that side do its thing. Now, it tends to go a little bit faster when your heating gun's already hot from doing a previous piece. And don't stay on one area too long. It's like drying your wig with a hair dryer or your own hair. You want to go back and forth to make sure. If you scrunch out some sides, it's okay. Careful to not burn yourself. And this is where I have my little scrap. I mean, with this one, I think it doesn't get too hot. So you can still touch it with your hands and it can still mold just right. And then you go over your sides. You can do sections at a time, or you can do all of it at once. Take your piece of foam and go over the edges this way, because when it gets hot, it starts sticking to itself, and that way it makes it a little bit easier. And my favorite part, glue free. And you can do what I'm doing and doing it on both sides to be sure that we have a nice firm hold. Is what I'm doing right now. Running some heat over the encased foam as well because it will be helpful. Okay. And if you want to add a curve to it, you can either hold it or you can find something to hold its shape. But like I said, this is a little bit easier to do the double-sided on a smaller piece like this than it is on something this big. Because something this big, it just makes it harder. Luckily for us, we don't have to put much curve into this, so while its edges are still relatively warm, it makes it for it to be a little bit easier to cut, kind of like paper. And you want to cut about let's say about 1/4 of an inch from your foam. That way, it doesn't completely pull apart when it cools off. Plus, it also pinches the thermoplastic. There we go. And that's pretty much how you cover and use Worbla. Now you have these little extra slides from your foam if you want to, like what I'm going to do. Going to cut into my crevices here. sides and fold them up to the back portion. This way, you ensure that your pieces will not separate from each other. Pretty nifty, isn't it? And mind you, it's still pretty hot. So, unless if you're not so picky about heat like I am, I can endure a lot of heat. I don't suggest rolling the sides over with your fingers until you know for certain that you won't burn your fingers off. More of a safety precaution, really. Well, maybe something like that. Now, look, put that to the side to let it cool. I'm going to show you something. You want to connect it together. And connect it together with just a little bit of heat. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below and I can answer it to the best of my ability. Bye.